as I say every single Monday morning, even on a Tuesday, it is a vibe. What is up, nerds? It's me, your buddy pal, Hey Archer. Welcome back to Nerdy Coffee here on Nerd Affiliated. It is a day late. I apologize. But your boys, we've been all road tripping, and we're back. We're back in the office, and we have a lot to catch up on. So if you've not done so, make sure hit the like button down below, hit subscribe. I don't know why headphones sound so weird today, but hit subscribe, and yeah, make sure you have yourself a nice hot cup of brew, maybe in your Nerd Affiliated mug, care of nerdaffiliated.com. New York Comic-Con. New York Comic-Con is the topic of discussion, and we had a lot of fun. There. But there's a couple other things that we'll talk about as well, kind of sprinkled over the top there. If you've got yourself a YouTube channel, podcast, a blog, an OnlyFans, newsletter, smoke signals, whatever it may be, put it in the chat. Support one another. Plug yo shit. The Grambling Nerd will be here helping me out today. So it should be a pretty good time, I gotta say. See what he enjoyed about the con. Just make sure my video is playing. It is playing. We're good. Everything is great. Everything is gravy. So without further ado, let's bring in the man, the myth, the legend himself. Am I switched? I am switched, but I should probably unmute him. Anthony in the house. Good to see you. How you doing?
Good to see you too. Thank you for having me. I'm not as tired as you, but I'm tired. That was fun, but that was draining.
Yeah. No, it takes a lot out of you doing the con. But it was funny afterwards when Steve and I sat down for dinner that you bailed on us on. We noted that was our first time sitting since we got to the con. So for you, getting on the ferry home was probably the first time you sat down since you got there.
Yeah, it was, and it was not as comfortable as going there because obviously it was more crowded, and I had to worry about I was worrying about the proton pack and not breaking anything because it had been a day with that too. So that was a little. Even though yes, I did sit down, I wouldn't say I relaxed until I actually got in the house and after a shower.
Yeah.
That was a very fun day. That was a long ass day. And it flew. I feel like, when did we get there? 11:30, 12? And next thing you know, it's like, hey, they're making the announcements, like everything's closing in half an hour, whatever. Yeah. So that came out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. Time just flies when you're there. You just go through it, but it's a good time, and as I've said countless times in person, here on stream, if you're doing New York Comic-Con and you really do want to see all of it, you need more than a day. You need 2-3 days of that. For sure. Dope. So, God, you're typing so loud. Mr. Aggression over there.
That's weird. I thought I was being. I think my mic is just very hot, and
I lowered it down a little bit. I got you.
I'll try to do that too. Sorry.
Oh, you're good. K-Walk says, is it my mic that's low? I can raise mine. Oh, yeah, it is. Wow. Sorry. There we go. I was wondering. I was like, something's low on my end, and I couldn't figure out what it was, and my slider was way down. So I appreciate you, K-Walk, for letting me know.
Thanks, K-Walk.
Cool. I think I'm good now. Unless I'm blowing out the eardrums, let me know.
You sounded okay to me, but...
Okay. All right. So we move on. She says much better. Great. Kathy, how did you enjoy Massachusetts? You were up here for an ECAM conference. But we'll say hi to everybody else in the chat, too. T3 in the house. Good to see you. I know usually Mondays I don't play the soundbite. It's not Monday, so I'm going to play the soundbite.
Roll with it.
Roll with it. General Kenobi's bunker in the house.
General Sir.
Again, Kathy in the house. Patrick in the house. We finally had the pleasure, the honor of meeting Noya Craft in real life. And
yes.
We'll recap everything there. Dave, by the way, happy birthday, Dave, in the house.
Happy birthday. Yep.
He's saying to break out the Irish coffees. I don't know if I can do that at this point.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that yet. I have to be a functioning person, sadly.
Yeah, same. T3's asking for a
I have
hell
to
yeah.
power tools after this.
So then maybe you should have an Irish coffee. If that's the case.
Yeah, no, I've seen those episodes of Jackass where they do stuff that they shouldn't drunk. I'm good. I want to keep all my fingers and toes.
There you go. So T3 asked for hell yeah. I'm having a brain fart. I don't remember which button it is. I know it's not that one. Did I move the hell yeah? I did. Push the button, replace the hell
Well,
yeah.
and that's applicable too. Push the right goddamn button.
It is, yeah. Because this one, I think.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your
Yeah.
ass.
Sorry, T3. I'll have to rework it just for you.
You got to throw a Bret Hart on there too.
Bret Hart. What would you like? Which one? What soundbite?
Just like when he says, like, I'm the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
Damn, that's a good idea. Considering the logo here, wherever it is inspired by the foundation. Yeah, I should have that.
Yeah.
For sure. KO in the house. Good to see you. I think you answered it, but yes, Kathy, there are videos. There's lots of pictures. Tomorrow's my first day off since getting back, and I swear to God, my eyes are going to bleed from all the editing that we'll be doing. I don't know if I can promise the video will be out this week. I'll try, but I think I'm going to try to work on photos first and get those out. It's probably easier to do.
Yeah, we'll talk after, and we can chop up that workload.
Yeah.
And I'm making I'll toot my own horn. I'm making strides here. I did a video that you just reviewed, but had no editorial input, like you said. So
yeah,
your little Rambler's growing up, and he's doing big boy things on YouTube on his own.
He's becoming
our
a
channel,
real boy.
Yeah.
And in true transparency, I did not look at the video yet, so but I will.
You didn't? Oh,
wait.
The reveal video.
Oh yeah. Sorry. I
Yeah.
thought there was a new one you sent me that I was like, oh shit, I forgot to look at that.
I've sent you the same video, like slightly different, which we'll talk about. I need you to just pick one. I know you haven't looked at those because you've been busy, but yeah, no, the reveal video from.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was great. Yukon
That
Phil.
music was good.
It was, yeah. It worked out. Yukon Phil in the house. Good to see you.
Hello, Yukon.
And there you go. Steve Weisers. Yeah, we need some Steve Weisers at some point. Cool. So before we proceed to give you what you need, of course, make sure you head over to nerdaffiliated.com. There you can find links to everything. I don't know why. On my screen, I can't see any of the other options, but you guys sent me screenshots and it showed all the options. So you can go there, find links to everything. You'll find links to the latest episodes, the latest podcasts, audio podcasts, all of that fun stuff. And then, of course, as you may know, your boys have been demonetized. So we are announcing officially, I said it on the impromptu Hey Archer Live, but I'll say it one more time. We started a new channel membership over on the website. So at the moment, you can click the top. There's a channel memberships button. Get us out of nerd jail. We currently have one tier. It's just one tier. It is the $1 tier. So you can go over there, show your support for the channel, and we'll be posting exclusive videos. We may do like member-only streams at some point, especially because if I do a member-only stream behind a paywall, I can get around copyright issues if like we're watching a movie, if we're watching, I don't know, TV intros like we used to back in the day, and we don't got to worry about copyright strikes because it's paywalled and the rules are a little different there. So we'll be doing that in the $1 tier. in the near future. So link will be down below for that. And the last thing, if I have any around, I swear I had one, but I guess I don't. So let me go. Where was it?
Do you need our? I think I know what you're looking for.
Yeah, but I found a picture.
Okay.
You read my mind, yeah. So this is over on our Instagram as a reshare from Patrick over at Know Your Craft. You can see on the top right, the Nerd Buster patch was a New York Comic Con exclusive. It was a huge hit. We sold some probably from the second we got there, but we still have a bunch remaining. So those will be up on the store where you can purchase it, and then you'll get that mailed out to you from yours truly. I think Anthony has some, maybe as backup, but
I do.
It's a limited run. So once they're gone, they're gone. So I will make sure to post up when I'll post on Instagram to give everybody a heads up once we are ready to start shipping that out and putting it for sale this week. So stay tuned for that. Great. So New York Comic Con. It has come. It is gone. This was your first one where... No, because we also Marvel cosplayed as a group. So it's not your first
We Marveled.
group.
Yeah.
But
It's the first
coordinated?
one where... It's the first one coordinated,
Yeah.
and definitely the first one where what you and Steve go through probably every year, getting stopped and hey, compliments and people wanting to take pictures. So that was a first. Like I think the Daredevil I did probably got a couple, definitely recognized more. But this was definitely different and really nice, honestly. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think it's... I always feel weird, like, saying this. I feel like a douchebag. But we were kind of like celebrities when we got there. Like, I walked up to the con. You came from Staten Island. Steve came from the Heights. I came from Harlem. So we all kind of, like, converged in the con. And I pull up, get out the cab, walking across, and people are stopping me already. Like, oh, wow, that's, like, so cool, blah, blah. And I get there, people have already stopped you. Oh, wow, that's so cool, blah, blah, blah. But the second we were all assembled in the building, stopped
Yeah.
repeatedly. It was kind of annoying at a certain point.
I think I enjoyed it the whole time.
Really?
I won't lie, because
Yeah.
I was worried about it the entire time, like doing it, like and the mask too. I actually am happy that the mask was a hit with people.
Mm-hmm.
I'd mentioned it. I remembered after the fact. I don't know if you saw it in the text. We actually made a list, which was
we
pretty
did.
cool. They got the day wrong, but Gizmodo.
Gizmodo.
We are Gizmodo. We got what is it? I'll put it in the chat. It's we got the most spectacular cosplay of New York Comic Con Day 3. We're really on Day 2, but we are number 2. I don't know if that's ranking. That's just for the second photo. That was pretty cool. When Sal sent that, I was just like, oh, wow, we made it. And it was really great. And it was funny how, like, can I give a spoiler for one of the videos we'll eventually post and photos? It was funny how, like, there was a guy there cosplaying Force Ghost Anakin. So anybody who was dead or like a ghost or whatever, we busted him. And there's a great video that he already posted that we'll post in our like montage or whatever. So it was just funny how like it played in with other stuff, and I thought it was really cool.
Yeah. No, people.
So
People really had fun with it to almost to the extent that like we became like props for people's experience at the con, because it would be outside the normal, oh, let me get a picture of you. Like, for example, if we were attractive women people would be like, "Hey, stop! I want a photo of you." Where it turned into like, "Hey, stop! Can I get a photo with you?" So it's like they turned us into a prop of the con for their con experience. But I mean, it's even in the caption here on the Gizmodo website. Immediately, everybody was like, "Oh shit, Casey Jones is a Ghostbuster!" Like that's one of the first things people kept saying. So you were more center of attention than we were, for sure.
I mean, in the caption, I am. I think we all got. You got pack compliments for pack customization. You were definitely front and center on that one.
Yeah, I mean, but it was nice. Was all three of us had like a different variation, so people really like when we all turned around. Like it. I was surprised. It took like, I don't know, an hour into the show until somebody was like, "Oh, let me get a picture of the packs." Like at first it was just like pictures of you guys, and then as one random dude was like, "Oh wait, can you turn around so I get a second photo like next to the packs?" And we were like, "Oh, that's weird. Like nobody has said that yet." And we didn't even think about that ourselves. Like maybe we should turn around in some of the pictures. But people were like, "Oh shit, like those packs are legit," and could like look at all three and see differences and different variations, different sizes, that kind of thing. So it definitely worked out.
Yeah, it did. It was a lot of fun. So much so that like honestly, like and like you said, we like to really experience it all. You need multiple days, and it's like shit. Not only have you like turned me into somebody who's actually going to spend time and money and effort on a cosplay, because let's face it, the Daredevil, I tore up an old black shirt and I had an Under Armour shirt and motorcycle gloves. So there was no effort involved there. And I didn't shave for 5 minutes. This way I had stubble like he had in the show. And then last year I did bullshit Bucky Barnes, which nobody recognized, rightfully so. So this is like the real one where my first time doing time, money, and effort. So I think you've hooked me, you bastard.
You bastard.
You bastard. So anyway, point being, I think like multiple days might be needed now going forward. And I don't know if like Steve, he was smart. He went in his secret identity the second time to just look around and enjoy. But I don't know if I would do that or like want to cosplay both days just because, I don't know. It was just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
You know?
No, you know, I commend Steve for using the second day as the shopping day and not cosplaying. I remember there was 1 year where I don't think I did a 2-day, but I think it was one day where I did not cosplay. Like it was a long time ago. And I was like, damn, this is not the same. It's not the same experience. Like going in civilian clothes, I feel like a spectator versus a participant. So I think even if I did a second day, the cosplay probably wouldn't be as elaborate. Like maybe it would just be a dumbed down version or more, like even like your Bucky Barnes, right? Like you can fit into a cosplay picture, but like it's not easily identifiable like from the jump.
Yeah. Yeah. Or I was already even thinking like, I wouldn't really want to wear the proton pack and all that shit again. But like it's easy enough to just throw on the jumpsuit and just have the belt with like, the meter and a trap.
Yeah.
If I really wanted to, that would be fine. Or if I finally get the goggles, like throw the goggles on the head too and, something easier. Because I mean, for me, the second time would be just because like I want to look around more, but also thankfully, unlike you guys, I don't collect as much. Right. So it would just be more to like go back and see more of the cosplay and, jump into more photos and stuff like that on my end.
Yeah. Go to art.
Although it was cool. On the way out, I think I told you guys, I don't know in the mess if you guys noticed. On the way out, it was so cool. I'm walking out, I look over and I'm like, holy shit. I saw oh crap, Jeff Hardy. Matt's the one with the crazy hair. No, wait. I saw one of the Hardy boys. Crap, and now I'm blanking on which one I saw.
Jeff is the one with the rainbow hair. Yeah.
Okay, so I saw Matt.
Oh, wow.
On the way, and I was just like, oh, shit. And I was like, thanks so much. That I said something stupid as I kept like walking in with like the rush of people. He's like, oh, thanks, man. Shook my hand real quick, and then I kept walking.
Wow. Yeah,
and
you
then
mentioned
like, No, I did. I think it was right at the end of the con, and
Oh.
when I left. And honestly, I think they have signal jammers in the fucking Javits
It
Center.
feels that way. It feels that way.
So
yeah,
but yeah, no, that was a ton of fun. That was too much fun, and I'm already thinking of things to do to modify. I think I started talking to you about it there. I'm starting to think about things to modify the mask and other like little additions to make and tweaks I would do for next year. Mm-hmm. So you've hooked me, you bastard.
Yep, it happens to the best of us. Well, you mentioned a previous cosplay, and then LeBron with the timing here. Somebody else was in cosplay that we completely missed.
Yes,
and that was Charlie Cox as Bluey. And it's funny, he was outed. I should have saved the picture. He was outed because he stopped a girl cosplaying as Elektra and wanted a picture with her. And that's the only reason people found out was she realized after the fact. And in her caption was like, "Holy shit, that was Charlie Cox." And everybody was like, "Holy shit, he's here."
Which, do you know what day it was?
I don't. I feel like it was Saturday. Like I feel like when I first saw the picture, it was a Saturday post. Because like you said, signal jammers, I wasn't on Instagram really any of the con. Yeah. So I think it was Saturday, but I'm gonna be mad if it actually was Friday. But I honest. Oh, actually, on that guy's Carhartt, that's like a press pass or something. I was trying to see what his badge said. But nonetheless, I don't think we saw him. I was scanning a lot just to get like photos, and I don't remember seeing this. But he could have been there. Could have walked behind us for all we know.
Yeah. But that's cool. I mean, that's really cool that he did that. That's like Daniel Radcliffe going as Boba Fett, and Mark Hamill walked around as a full-up stormtrooper, probably at San Diego. I don't know if it was New York, but wherever they went, that's still crazy.
Yeah. Well, every year, Adam Savage from Tested goes in full costume, and people try to figure out who he is. If I was to guess, we saw 2 cosplays. I don't know if I flagged them to you guys. There were 2 people cosplaying as characters from Dune. Like they were like these priest type characters with these giant silver face plates. And I was like, that shit looks like straight out of the movie, so maybe he's behind that. But I don't
think you mentioned it, but I don't think you mentioned being possibly him.
No. And I didn't thinking about it, I didn't notice a camera following them, but it could have been there for all I know. So, but otherwise, I didn't hear anybody mentioning it. I've never run into him at the show. The one that I had a good streak going that apparently it's been broken for 2 years is Seth Green. Normally I see him, and I miss him every time. But we did see one celebrity who came up and talked to us. Do you want to reveal who that was? Did you forget?
We did? Yeah.
Wow. Do you remember this is when we first took the floor and we were fighting our way through, and we took a break in a corner, and somebody was like,
"Oh Jesus, yeah." Whoops.
Embarrassing.
Well, after that, I can't do it. You got to do it after that.
After that
one,
one,
screwed it up. Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll do it. So we're working our way, as I said, through the con, and we stopped trying to figure out which way to go. Where's the closest bathroom? And this guy's like, "Oh, sorry, excuse me, you just want to slide through." And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I was like, "Oh, holy shit!" It's like, freaking skull, man. And he's like, "Hey," and he legit wasn't not that I expect him to, not a dick or anything. He was just like, "Oh, cool costumes," shook our hands, we talked to him for 5 minutes. There was no "Oh, go meet me at the table." None of that stuff. He was just happy as fuck to be there. That's the vibe that I got. And
same. Sorry, that was early in the con.
That was yeah. Oh yeah. Like I said, we were, and mind you, we were probably at the con at that point, maybe an hour and a half. But it took us that long to just get in there, to get through like the pictures and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was crazy. We were stopped like every couple feet.
Yeah. But this is what he was wearing, so I, assuming that was Saturday. And I wanted a photo of us in this Funko thing. I forgot to go back to it. But yeah, that was a cool surprise, just to talk to him real quick. And even this costume here, we saw that towards the end of the con. A whole bunch
I
of Power
remember
Rangers.
the doubled up. It wasn't a power sword. It was a power sword?
Yeah. It's from the Lord Dracon storyline, where he had the Century Rangers and they're like his bodyguards.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I never read that. I just thought that was some guy's cool idea. Oh.
No. Yeah, no, it's, I mean, people have done variants over the years, and I did a long time ago see like medieval style Power Rangers that gave me the idea to do my Viking Black Ranger. So you've probably seen kind of variants of this kind of thing, but yeah, like 2 years ago is when the Century Red Ranger came out. Probably one of the hardest Power Ranger figures to find. This thing sold out like hotcakes because people needed to army build them to have them with their Lord Dracon setup. So, yeah, good time.
LeBron says Skull was a Sentry in the comics when he was undercover. That's cool.
I forgot all about that. Yeah, I forgot about that part of the story.
Who published that? It's probably not it's not DC, right? I wouldn't be able to get that on the app.
No, yeah, you wouldn't. Boom Comics is who did that one. It was a good story.
We saw a lot of Rangers, and like you said, it was weird. They were all spread out. And I mean, I guess without anything new, really, doesn't really make much sense for them to have one big table,
but it was weird. Like you would expect them all to be in the same section, because in the past they've had like an entire like L shape, like they're an entire corner and they're kind of all there. But this time you had Skull and Austin St. John on one side, and then on the other side of the con, that table had like Rocky, Aisha, the Cat and Tanya.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's weird that they're just like separate like that, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dre says the Boom Comics have been killing the Ranger stuff. They have.
Yeah. We got Sal one of those, right? It was a turtle Ranger crossover. We got him that after he had his little heart episode.
Yeah. That's where that came from. From that series. But it's it's weird, like that series is so good, people love it a lot, and yet to go into toy stuff for a second, the Power Ranger line struggles with Hasbro, anything outside of Mighty Morphin, and it's like you have so many characters from that comic series that you can do figures of or really do variants of, and it's like they kind of don't. They do from time to time, but the latest one was the Omega Rangers. They released that for what was that, PulseCon or whatever, sold out. But outside of that, they don't really do too much.
Yeah, they have a built-in issue because it's so diverse and diluted.
Now, speaking of cosplays, there was one that we saw and you were like, I need a picture of this. And it was probably your first in a long time Photoshop experience. Is that fair to say?
Yes. Yep. That was very fair. There was, Fallen Anakin, or I guess even I tagged it as Fallen Anakin, but I guess technically Darth Vader before the armor. Right. But I saw that, and let me look up her name real quick before I screw it up. Buttercup on Instagram. She did it, and I gave, like, anybody I saw, there was a bunch of people who had contacts in, and I hate anything to do with my eyes. Like, as a almost 40-year-old, I'm only just now able to put eye drops in without like going through half a bottle. So we saw her, and she had a Obi-Wan with her, and the two of them were great, but the context in the eyes, I was just like, oh shit. And we had bumped into her and him again later in the con, like right towards the end.
Hmm.
And at that point, I was just like, you know what? I've seen her twice, and the eyes jumped out at me both times. So I asked her, if I can take that shot. And then for the first time in probably 10, 15 years, I went into Photoshop and I started playing around with layers and saturations and curves and all this other shit. And there we go.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, Buttercup, two P's and an underscore at the end.
Hmm.
It's tagged in the she's tagged in the photo, but yeah, that was really cool. And then a lot like also going back, Force Ghost Anakin, that was cool.
Yeah.
Like I love that. Like that's like, oh wow, what a simple, like, okay, yeah, you could be Anakin, but you throw a blue net on you and now you're a Force Ghost. That's awesome.
Yeah. I've seen it before with I think Obi-Wan, no, Force Ghost Luke Skywalker from the shitty movies. That was the very first time I had ever seen somebody do that, and I was like, that's pretty genius. Let's see if I can find that video for us. It's here somewhere, but that like his shade of blue, all of it, like when it was out in the sunlight, especially, it just hit, like it just worked.
There
Where
was
that video?
what video are you looking for?
I was looking for the one where we're busting him. I don't.
Oh yeah,
I
I'll
think it was
text
just a
you.
story.
Well, he sent I make friends at the con, by the way,
do.
and have your QR codes or whatever up and running. And I emailed him or I messaged him after and asked if obviously we'll tag properly, but he sent me the video, and he said that we can as long as we tag him. I'm texting you the video right now.
Oh, great.
And like I told, while he gets that, I'd said, because I'm still new to video editing and whatnot, and I was just like, how hard would it be to make the proton packs actually like fire in the video around him as we bust him, and finding out that is actually terribly hard.
Yeah. Did that
and
music
Steve
just blast?
is blinking for a very long time, which I think means
Did that
I
music
am
just like
frozen.
blast in your ear, or that was just me?
Can you hear me, Steve?
Yes, I hear you. No. Did I go mute?
Well,
Can you
you're
guys-
frozen on my eCam,
Oh, there was an eCam error before.
and I can't hear a word you're saying.
Okay, so I'm gonna kick. I'm gonna kick Anthony out real quick. Have him come back in. Let's see. Click the link again. There you go. And hang on. He's in the green room. Anthony, put your camera down because I have to like put you on screen and then off screen. All right, so he's there and he's gone. Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay. There was a so two things happened at the exact same time. One, I got a error message from Twitch saying there was an error. Do I want to keep the stream going or stop it? And then two, I clicked your video and the audio like blasted my ears. I was like, wow. That's where I was just like, whoa, sorry guys. Because I couldn't tell if you heard it or not.
Nope.
Yeah, it was crazy. But I found the video, but his Instagram's in it, so I'm gonna try to pull it up on Instagram to see.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have sent you it there.
No, it's good because then I can, loop it on here.
Yeah. Here, I'm messaging you from on Instagram right now, the post.
There it is. All right, so give me 1 second because I don't have my pedals anymore. There you go. So yeah, there was the Force Anakin with Padme, and it just worked. Like it just worked.
And like we say, that's like just such a simple little thing to do, but it definitely stood out throughout the entire con because, you know, Buttercup stood out for her Anakin. He stood out for his Anakin, who, by the way, I showed that video to somebody and they asked why we busted Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Which I guess is a valid question.
Yeah. It is very fair. It is very fair. Well, we did that a bunch of times. Like you said earlier, there was a bunch of people who, you know, they dressed up as different dead characters and ghosts. And we're like, we're gonna take care of this issue real quick. Funny one here. Way back, like probably months ago, we were talking about how nobody ever wears or dresses up as Peter Parker from the animated series.
Mm-hmm.
The guy on the right, he's the one that does. I think I even mentioned it, that there's one person I've met ever that he was Peter Parker from the animated series, and his girlfriend, now wife, was Mary Jane. And he had the teal and white shirt, not the Disney one. Cool. It's him on the right. I think it's like not John Quaid. Father Before Me. There you go. This guy. So he usually does some pretty good cosplays. He's in a band as well. Let's see if he has it on here. It's probably, yeah, it was a long ass time ago, but he does the Peter Parker cosplay. It's pretty good. But yeah, fun times by all with the cosplays this year. People really went all out. I mean, I didn't even realize that was her, the same girl that played Ahsoka.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the same girl that played Padme. Yeah. There you go. There you go. Dave says, I was there Saturday and Beetlejuice wanted to hire me to take out the competition.
Oh yeah, Beetlejuice. That would have been a good one too.
Yeah, for sure. Let me just check my notes real quick. Like I said, it was a lot to cover today, and my notepad did not update. It'll update after the show's done, I'm sure.
Yeah,
how that works.
Let's see. The Cobra Mothership.
There you go. Exactly what I was going to go to. So we got a chance to hit up a couple different booths. One of them took us by a huge surprise, but I'll start off with the one that I was most interested in seeing, IRL, and that was the Cobra Mothership. So we got a chance to see this behemoth in real life. Again, 32 inches long, 7 inches high. They had it loaded up with different characters and all of that. See if they have it. There you go. So it was in this cool display. You had all the characters out there. And I have to say, it is really impressive in person. Like, it's one of those that I heard about it when it came to this is cool. When it came to Cat's Lair, people are like, you have to see it in real life to like appreciate it. And, you know, it's one thing to hear people say that, but then when you actually walk up to it, it is quite the monstrosity. But, you know, 500 bones, it's a lot. It's a lot to ask for. So, you doing it, Anthony? 500 bucks?
I'm going to pass on that one.
Not going to happen, huh?
I mean, I can't say I would never spend that much money on a toy because,
yep.
But I mean, it definitely looked cool. But I mean, listen, if that was, like I said before, if that was my thing, I'd be screwed with all the great stuff that's coming out now. But thankfully, I'm able to somewhat hold myself in check. A couple batarangs, a couple grapple guns. An unlicensed nuclear accelerator. Yeah. So, I will say I'll bitch about two things if that's cool, because it was mostly sun and rainbows, but I have to write a review on Amazon. I'm gonna actually do that. All three of us, the Alice frame that we got, great for about 5 seconds, and then the waist strap kept unraveling from like it's all just a thin strap going through a couple. Not even buckles, like loop things that you thread it over and around itself, and then friction's supposed to hold it in. Didn't hold it in. We got to keep fixing it.
Mm-hmm.
and then our left shoulder pad kept like just completely uncoupling at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't amazing. And then what was the, oh yeah, the I've ordered it, and so I guess we'll do I don't know what I'll call it, but I'll do a video where I've ordered the Keep Alive mod from Frankengeek,
Mm-hmm.
because that thing shutting off every 5 seconds and not being, that was okay, but the fact that you can't turn it on from the wand, like once the wand is hooked up, and you can shut it off from the wand, and if you do it within whatever 2-3 minutes, you can turn it back on, but after longer you flick it and then nothing. That was annoying because we had to wait a couple of times. That messed up a shot we had going with Gozer.
Mm-hmm.
So never again.
Yeah. No, it's. I didn't think it would be that annoying, but yeah, every time like getting ready for the photo. Oh shit! Can you turn me on? All right, turn around.
Yeah.
Do it, and then Steve's pack would turn off. Oh shit! All right, let's do Steve's pack too. Like it's just it becomes a lot.
I will say thankfully we didn't spend too, like the couple times we each were like, hey, could you put my wand back? That only happened a couple times. That wasn't as annoying because wearing it on our belts seemed like a safer way to get through, so we weren't as wide going through the floor.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, speaking of the cosplay, I'm glad you went there. If you are thinking about, doing your own Ghostbusters cosplay, definitely there's different routes you could take. Anthony was able to acquire the Haslab pack. I was able to get the Spear pack. Hasbro last week started a Halloween sale. So we were suggesting to everybody, hey, go over there. If you're trying to do some sort of character that Hasbro has a license to, you can pick up some stuff for 20% off. But things are starting to sell. And sadly, the wand is gone.
Boo! Boo! Rubbish!
Oh, wow.
Slime! Muck!
Damn.
El Teible.
But I feel like they restocked that, so maybe not
Yeah.
in time for Halloween, but
Yeah. No, they do. It's been gone a couple times, but even like this Iron Man helmet that came back, like that was gone for a while. And we finally got to see the Needler in person.
oh yes, we did. That was cool.
Yeah. And this thing is so good. Anthony and Steve did not know it was a Nerf gun. They just thought it was part of the cosplay. So
Mm-hmm.
definitely head over there, pick up some stuff, 20% off. When they do their Pulse sales, like and you're a member, you get 30% off usually. So that's why I didn't pull the trigger on this wand, because I was like, I'm gonna wait to try to get the extra $10 off. But
Yeah.
hopefully he's
They
back in
have
stock.
I'm looking on my screen, I'm looking at Leia's lightsaber. Is the Force FX, is that like a good brand of lightsaber? I know there are some that are just obviously it's not.
No, it's not. It's not going to be as bright as like third-party ones. So like if you're in the con, it isn't going to stand out as great as other ones. And they're also not combat sabers, so you can't hit
Mhm.
somebody with it and it not break or something. So you
That
could
sucks.
spend
For that price, that sucks.
exactly. You could spend just over that. This is probably more of a General Kenobi question, but you can probably spend $400. So just spend another 100 something and get one that changes colors, has different sound effects, has clash detection. You can really get a lot for it. So these are cool to display, and if you get them on sale, great to display. Worst case scenario, yes, you can use it at a con, and nobody's gonna be like, "Oh, that sucks." Like that's not gonna be the case. Even with the Spirit Halloween pack, like if you buy the Spirit packs and you don't mod anything, it looks great. Like to anybody outside of you who works on it or you who makes the costume, it looks great. But it's when the price points are close that I'm like, it's not worth it to get the cheaper one. Just go up to the
Yeah,
next
of
one.
course.
So, still good pickups. This is the one I'm going to be getting. Because this was sold out for a long time. The Aliens M4 or M41. Because I don't have any plans to do an alien cosplay, but I think it looks great no matter, what you're doing. If you're trying to be just like a space marine of some sort, comes in this cool case. So this one is a must buy, especially for $100. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Just add some more
Yeah, it
weathering
looks
to
damn
it.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was one other thing from Hasbro I was going to talk about. Obviously, we do our weekly check of the Haslab. But before we get there, they just announced this today.
Oh, wow.
A Transformers Masterpiece Rhinox. And very deceptive that at first they're like, oh, look, Optimus Primal's on there, so maybe it's a 2-pack. No, it's $219 just for one. But
Damn.
it's still one of their better lines in Transformers. People do like the quality of the Masterpiece series, but $219 is a bit rich.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah. But like I said, we'll do our Haslab check. I'm sad. Did not see this in person. One of the things I was looking for as we were walking around was the Haslab booth.
Yeah,
the Hasbro
we missed
booth.
that.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure they were there. I'm pretty sure I saw pictures from it. Maybe it was by the Marvel booth, which I also saw from a distance but didn't get up close to. So it might have been around there. But currently, from last week to this week, it has grown another couple hundred, not another 1,000. I think last week was 5,600, 5,700, I want to say. I forgot to screenshot it. But, a lot of people now, less than a week to go, are saying they don't think it's going to back. But I think it will. I think it's close enough that they'll do that usual, like every Haslab, the last day, everybody who was on the fence just goes for it, and then it backs. But I just don't think it's going to reach all the tiers. Let's see. Trey says Art G posted pictures of it on his IG. All right. Oh, it was next to the Marvel setup. All right. That's why I didn't see it. So let's go hit up Art G.
Did we even see the Marvel setup? That's the other thing. It's a blur. A lot of it's a blur. Like, obviously, I blanked on Skull, and the only reason Anakin and Force Ghost, Anakin and both Anakins stand out is because I've been messing around with the photo for the last 2-3 days.
Right.
But
no, so we were there was one point where we were walking. I think we were on the other side of the Dragon Ball Z section, and off towards the back there was a giant Marvel area. I also wanted to go there because they had a setup of an alleyway with both Peter Parker and Miles statues.
Mm-hmm.
But again, there's only so much you can do in one day. So on the other end of that, apparently, is where the Haslab booth was, because you could see the Marvel section here on the left. But there it is in person, thanks to Art G. Thanks for the heads up, Dre. And, I mean, it looks impressive. It looks very impressive, but I don't know. I think it'll back. I think ultimately it'll back. It's so close at this point. They only need 10,000 people.
I mean, if you think 4,000, I'm the novice here, so if you think 4,000 extra people is not a big deal, okay. I wouldn't think it would back with that, but clearly, what do I know?
Well, you know what it is? With every Haslab, they get to these points where the backing really slows down. You usually have a large amount at the start, and then it kind of goes down a little bit, has little waves, and then the last day, there's a spike. There's always a spike on the last day. And even with the ghosts, I remember we were talking week after week. We were fighting, not us fighting, but Hasbro was fighting to get to the 11,000 mark, because the Haslab backed within 48 hours. But I remember talking about it, and I was like, I don't think we're going to get to even Kanan. Because going into the last day, I think with like 48 hours left, it finally hit 11,000 backers. And I was like, all right, it barely hit that. There's no way it's going to hit 14 and definitely not hitting 17 to get Zeb. And sure enough, in the final 24 hours, you got another, 10,000 people backed it?
Oh,
Let's see. It ended up at, it was like 21,000. So it happens every time. So I think it'll reach it. The fun one, if everybody remembers back in the day, was the Rancor. The Rancor 9,000 was the goal. It was hovering low forever. I think it hit like 4,000 with like 24 hours to go. Well, sorry. And then the final day, in the final hours, people were just like, F it, let's just back it and see what happens. And it just spiked. It spiked and got to 8,533 before the clock ran out. And it's like, man, if Hasbro just broke their own rules for a second and just left it open,
yeah,
they would have got it.
Left it open or just... I'm surprised they don't have like a, plus or minus 500.
Yeah. Like, hey, we got this close. We'll go for it.
Yeah.
But this one was bullshit. This Haslab, this Rancor, while massive, again, over a 2-foot span, the price, if anybody can look it up on the app, because they don't show it on the website, I feel like it was also pushing $400. And people were like, I'm not paying that for just a giant figure like this. No lights, no sounds. Mm-hmm. And then the extras that it came with, if it hit different tiers, were these. You got the piggy. Then they're like, oh, we'll give you these skulls. And then these other ones. It was just like, nothing here made people say, oh yeah, I really need to get this thing. So,
yeah.
Again, different from the Proton pack, because when you had the tiers, tier 1 was connecting it to your wand. So everybody was like, we need to at least get to that point because I need to connect to the wand. Then you had the marshmallows, which were whatever. But then getting the stand at the end, people were like, all right, yeah, definitely want that. So.
Yeah, no, I'm grateful that that stand funded too, because that I don't know how it would have sucked to have it laying down this whole time for fear of breaking it.
I have a solution for that.
Oh yeah, you had a nice little thing.
I got a guitar stand.
Yeah.
And it grips it well. It's not as nice. It's not as nice as an actual Haslab stand.
It does the job though.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right, so I think last thing. I think we hit most of it, but Art G, Dre, I'm glad that you sent me to his page because he got a lot of photos of things that we have not published yet. So the favorite booth by the group, I think, was NECA. We loved the SH Figure Arts one. We loved seeing all the Dragon Ball Z stuff. But NECA had the most like, oh shit, oh wow, oh cool stuff. Talking to Blaine and the rest of the team there was dope. It was funny. At one point I yelled at them. I was like, F you guys, I only toy collect because of the damn turtles. And Blaine's like, oh, well, that's the guy who like does like the molding for the turtles and came up with like the models. And it's like, oh wow, holy shit. Like, thank you,
Thank you. I fucking hate you.
I hate your guts. But one of the cool things we saw here in the turtle display was this throne for Shredder. And I was like, dude, does that come with it? And they said, no, it's one that one of the model makers did just for the display. But a lot of people are asking about it, so you never know. Maybe that's something in the future they try to do. But it was a really, really cool setup there with Shredder. You had the foot soldiers.
Yep.
Again, shout out to Art G. I'm going to put his link in the description when we're done. But the one that blew us all away, man. And you know what?
Pun intended.
Pun intended on this. Oh. Look at that JB right there. I'd buy that for $1. Seth, I need that figure in my life, dude. This thing in person is amazing.
Pretty good. Amazing.
Yeah.
And while we're talking, when did you first see RoboCop? Because personally, I saw that at a very inappropriate age, and it's like,
Yeah.
seeing him get brutally shot and killed like that, and I couldn't have been 10, you know.
Yeah.
Definitely crazy. But yeah, that again, thankfully I don't collect too much, but when that goes on sale, because you know I'm gonna miss it, just tell me.
Yeah.
Or just tell me you bought me one and send one my way, and I'll send
Yeah.
you the money.
Yeah. Also inappropriate age, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. But on the money. This
Oh,
thing.
that's yeah.
Yeah. There's no box. It was just in a corner. You're just walking by, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you miss it. You pointed it out to me before we left. Like, oh, did you see Murphy? And I'm like, the hell are you talking about? You're like, oh, go.
Yeah.
So I don't remember. I hope one of the hands pops off. I know he has both hands on there, but the hand that
Right.
that gets blown off with a shotgun, the right one, I think that needs to be removable.
Yeah. So we were, I was thinking about it. I forgot to answer you because I was so like in the zone talking about it. But the hands do come off on the NECA figures. It just it doesn't look like there's something to put there, so there's like a blood effect. But I'm sure you can buy something third party that can add some blood to it. Or like I have some blood effects that are like hard plastic, like maybe the hand or maybe the arm is just down and you put the blood effect on the floor. Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
But this thing's a must buy. Must buy, 10 out of 10. To me, figure of the show. So something that like nobody even expected, thought we would get. The RoboCop line, people don't really talk about it that much. There's only like 3 figures in it. But this one,
Yeah,
it's
that's
nostalgia,
pretty damn
correct.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's only 3, so maybe I'll get all 3, and I can say I've collected a full line and be done.
There's
all that turtle stuff looked amazing though.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like the classic stuff, and you don't have to show a picture. We'll post that when we finally do. But we bumped into some, I guess classic's the right word. Casey and April at the con. Those guys were that was pretty damn cool.
Yeah, they went out for pizza. I wish we had a chance to meet up with these guys. Having fun. But yeah, no, the turtle stuff, that it's dangerous, man. You look at it and you're just like, oh, damn.
Yeah, so damn good.
Yeah.
Kino.
Yeah. So that 2-pack will be coming out soon. It does come with a punching bag, they confirmed.
Yep.
Yeah.
They should have the dummy that he had to take the bells off silently.
I thought about
That'd
that.
be a good one.
Or even like the bells like to hold.
Oh yeah, just an armful of them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And Cutthroat, yes, that's Alex Murphy from RoboCop. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, the RoboCop line from NECA, you have just regular RoboCop. I took pictures of that one for the channel. I feel like I sold him. I think I sold it to Billy or traded it to Billy or maybe somebody else. I don't remember. But I had that RoboCop figure, and then they came out with a battle damaged RoboCop on the chair to like get repairs. And that's when I was like, oh shit, I'd rather have battle damage RoboCop than regular RoboCop. So that's when I got rid of the OG one. So now on my shelf up there somewhere, you can kind of see like some of the silver right here. He's in the chair all shot up. So you have regular RoboCop, that one. You have that robot that he fights, the giant one.
Like RoboCop 2. I think it was actually what they called it. But yeah, I know what you mean.
That thing I heard is shit. So you don't even need to buy that one. So I don't even really count it. So
that's disappointing.
If you do want to complete, there's those 3. But really, you can just get away with RoboCop on his own. And then now the Alex Murphy shot up. That one's gonna.
I think I'm gonna have to get our casual friend who has more of a tool setup. I'm gonna make a custom shelf to display my stuff, the pack and the batarangs and all that stuff. I was thinking, because I have it all scattered around my place, and it is what it is. But I want to have something nice. So I was thinking of that the other day. I'll need Josh to do that with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'd be nice, actually. And then maybe I'll actually, because I was thinking, like, the only reason sorry, that was very random. I was like, oh, I'll buy it, and it's going to be in the box like everything else. And then it's like, well, I guess it's time. I'll make a shelf, well, not just a shelf, like multiple shelves. It's a whole unit, and have stuff. Mm-hmm. So he's asleep because he works nights, but I'll send him this clip on a replay. Get your tape measure.
No, but it was a good time.
It was a great time.
Seeing Patrick in real life, that was a hell of a lot of fun. He cosplayed as Killmonger. Came out great. I love how practical it was that his chest plate was also a bag to put stuff in.
Yeah, that was a nice little touch.
Yeah. So that was awesome. I'm hoping in the future we can do more cons, maybe in other states where some of you guys are. Definitely going to Florida would be fun for something.
Yeah.
We got to hang out with the boys from Florida. You had Seth, Diamond Dave, Humpty over at the Bits and Buttons booth. That's always a good time. I forgot to bring it inside. I made a purchase of a very massive dragon. So you guys will see that in the video as well. But New York Comic Con, 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 every year. Fun time. New York Comic Con and San Diego are probably the most pain in the ass cons to go to, because if you don't live there, getting a hotel one is probably
have to book now.
Yeah. Yes. I would say so. But if you get a chance, definitely go for it. T3 saying LA Comic Con is December 1st through the 3rd. So who knows? But yeah, anything else you want to mention before we wrap today?
No, just that it was a lot of fun, and we got to figure out what, but photos and video or a recap montage, something's coming soon. It was just a whole ton of fun, and I genuinely can't wait till next year. Like, I think each year I'm like, oh yeah, it's whatever. Maybe I'll come with you guys next year. But now it's like, no, after this, I'm screwed. I'm locked back in.
Yeah.
So that was a ton of fun, and I'm actually really happy that I had a little Fuji instant camera with me. People like that. That was a nice little. People were like, "Oh yeah, cool," because everybody. Oh, can I take a photo of you? Like, I took a photo of Anakin, and there's one thing I did with a black cat, which we're gonna post, and like, I took it, and I had so much extra film. Giving them that, I think, was a nice little thing of goodwill or whatever. Like, because everybody. I mean, I'm gonna tag them anyway, but I'm sure people say all the time, "Oh yeah, I'll tag you," and never do. Mm-hmm. So, but at least that too was just like a lot of fun, and people liked it so much, and they were more willing, I think, to pose for a second with that than, not to say they didn't pose with people with regular cameras or phone cameras, but I think the novelty of that like kind of stunned people into being like, oh hell yeah, I'll take a picture with your Polaroid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so that was,
people loved it.
I'm glad that worked out, because I was worried I was just gonna have the damn thing in my pocket the whole time.
Mm-hmm. No, and this is an example right here. We had it at the open when we were referencing the patch, but we had these Polaroids taken by yours truly, the rambling nerd there. He was giving them out as little freebies. So I look forward to more of that happening too. More cons and stuff like that. But there's one last super special shout out that I forgot to mention at the top, but I wanted to make sure that I gave him the highlight. I don't have a picture of him, but when I saw this, I was like, I need to make sure I give him a shout out. So towards the end of the con, we saw this Godzilla set up. It was super dope. And I was looking at my camera after the fact. And I was looking at the pictures taken of it. And I was like, man, he did such a good job. But he did a good job the entire show. So I do want to shout out to Julian. He is the cousin of Steve, who was with us. And Julian came to the show. He was Steve's guest. Steve usually brings a random person on one day and then his girlfriend Maria on a different day. It's usually like a random family member that's never been to a show. So this year was Julian, and Julian is an artist as well. And he was like, "Oh, I could take some pictures for you guys." So I gave him the camera, and I went to get take the camera back, and he's like, "Well, if you want, I can just keep taking photos." And I was like, "Well, I don't want to like inconvenience you. Like, I'm not trying to make you work, while you're here at the show." But he was like, generally like, "Well, I'm not in costume. It'll give me something to do, and I like doing it." So we were like, "All right." And that guy was like the official photographer of the show. He was doing video for us, photos for us. We would stop to get a beer. He'd be like, "Oh," and he'd point to me and like point to like cosplayers, like, "You want me to take a photo of them?" I'm like, "Do it, man." So shout out to him. Having him there was, as a content creator for Anthony and myself, game changer. Absolute game changer, because we could actually enjoy the con as fans, not just thinking business the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, he was huge. I didn't realize till halfway through that, like, I knew he was Steve's relative, but I didn't realize that the whole camera thing was just like a happy accident.
yeah,
So that, and it was, because like, I mean, I still have a shit ton of photos on my phone, but it was nice. Like, there were times I was just like, he's got it. I didn't take out the phone. Like, it's a lot of the statues and like little things that I thought was cool on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he was amazing. He was a home run. Do we have his Instagram yet? Does he have Instagram?
I don't think he has Instagram. There was a photo that Steve had posted of him. It's not on his Instagram now, but I definitely have a photo of him. Once
Well, his website, I feel like he said he has something, because like you said, he's an artist. So we'll definitely include
put it
that.
in
But
the
no,
description.
he was, like you said, he was a home run. And frankly, I'll pay for his badge next year if he wants to come next year. Steve can bring another guest, but Julian can, and he was cosplaying. He was Peter Parker or Miles Morales, whatever. He was a variant. He was somebody.
Yeah.
But
I have debated that. I have debated in the past, like, paying somebody's way to say like, "Oh, do pictures for us, do videos for us." But like, is it somebody like I would trust to do a good job? Not that people suck at taking photos, but like, you want them to have the eye. Is it somebody who has the eye? Is it somebody who actually would want to enjoy the con too? Like, am I going to be taking that from them? So I've debated it and not done it. But now, after having Julian, and you even said it there, like 1,000%. New York Comic Con next year. I don't know about all the cons, but New York Comic Con definitely going to pay somebody's way to be our photographer.
Yeah, I mean, at least for the big one, like you said, if we go to, like, not to knock it, but the next con that popped into my head is Rhode Island Comic Con.
Right.
I can't imagine that's gigantic. So, yeah, like for the big ones, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
If only Rhode Island was like the following weekend. So Rhode Island Comic Con is the Saturday before my wedding. So
Right.
I do want to go. I may be busy, but I do want to try to go to that one. But I was like, if it was only the Saturday after my wedding, a bunch of you are going to be up here anyway. We could have made that like its own trip. Not that you guys can't make a trip out of it now, but
yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah. Let me see if it's still. There's still Saturday tickets. I was at a local shop and they were sold out of Saturday tickets, but I don't know if the whole event Saturday is sold out. The 4th. Tickets are still available. 65 a ticket.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Rhode Island's my favorite one. Like, New York is great. Like I said, New York is a 10 out of 10. But the reason I like the reason I like Rhode Island is I don't have to drive as far, which is great. Which is good for me. Cosplays are usually really good at Rhode Island as well. But you could see the whole thing in a day. Like, that one is small enough that you could lap the floor. I think there's 3 floors. There's 3 sections. Because there's an arena attached to the building. So in the arena, if you go down to like the floor where like a sports game or whatever would be, that's where the big celebrities are. And then when you get out of there, you cross this little sky bridge. You're in the main center, and then the first floor is just all the stores with some celebrities there, and then the second floor is like a big conference room, and in the conference room you have more celebrities there, and then you go up one more floor, and this one's like really small. It's not that big of a space. That's where like the 501st would be, the Ghostbusters would be there, like those kinds of groups. So you can kind of just go like 1, 2, 3. Oh, I saw it all. And then you can do it again, call it a day. But you could see it all really easy. So that's the only reason I like Rhode Island so much, is I feel like it's the highest quality, easy con to go to. But New York Comic Con's like a whole nother level. Cutthroat says, do you feel like the smaller Comic Cons are better than the larger ones? No, but the exception is Rhode Island, because I mean Rhode Island isn't really small. Like I've been to some cons where like you do the whole floor in like an hour, and you're like, oh shit, what do I do now? Like I've been to those, but the Rhode Island is like that perfect. It's like just before you cross into like multi-day. So New York is a multi-day con, unless you don't care about, like, none of us are collecting that much anymore, or we already have what we need. So we didn't have to go to all the vendors. So that's why, New York wasn't that bad this year. If I was still trying to get a bunch of grails, then yeah, I would have needed 2-3 days there. But Rhode Island, if you're still like seriously shopping figures and collectibles, you can still do all that and enjoy the cosplay stuff in a day. You don't need that second day. But no, larger cons are definitely better over smaller ones by far. Cool. Well, that was a fun episode. We went into some OT there, but I think it was necessary for the topic.
Yeah.
I think I said it before, but I'll say it again. Any last minute additions there?
Nah, that was it. We're gonna hopefully, like I said at the beginning or pre-show, I'll help you edit. We'll let you guys see what we saw, at least as much as we can, because it was just a lot of fun. The cosplay, like I said, I'm hooked. For the 12th time. So yeah, and we have to get. I was talking to Sal. We got to get him in next year. He's gonna. We'll see about getting him a spirit pack or something, and or he can get it for himself, obviously. But I think we'll have a fifth, because Steve's buddy showed up at the end there. I'm blanking on his name, but I have his face. But yeah, so
yeah, we've been tagging him.
Can't wait till next year.
I know it's like Master of the Dorkverse, but I don't remember his like actual government name. So
yeah, I'm blanking on that too.
I'm gonna post it in the comments real quick there. Yeah, so we're gonna be rolling deep next year on the Ghostbuster stuff. If I get Amanda to come, I don't think she's gonna have a choice. I'm gonna make her Ghostbuster cosplay.
There you go.
Yeah, but she'll probably do her own Star Trek thing again. Maybe a Star Trek Ghostbuster.
I was about to say Star Trek Ghostbusters.
Yeah. Oh wait, look at this. Hang on. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's shit that, because you need more than one day, I didn't even know they were offering this as an exclusive.
Oh. Damn.
I would have grabbed that.
Yeah, for sure. Fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
There you go. So, yeah, Comic-Con's a hit, and we look forward to seeing you there next year. I got to make sure I hit the right button to make sure I hit for the right show. Nerdy Coffee, usually 99.999% of the time, every Monday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, here on Nerd Affiliated. But thank you for coming by to this Tuesday edition of the show. I like that right now the view count versus the likes is my birthday. That's weird brain stuff. Thursday, the streak continues. the streak continues. Every Thursday we go live for Hey Archer Live here on Nerd Affiliated. That show is 8:15ish p.m. here on the channel. 2 different shows, 2 different vibes. Either way, you're stuck with this guy. Thank you, T3. I forgot to write that down. F you, Hasbro. That was the biggest BS I've ever seen in my life. They literally teased a fucking 30-minute teaser. It was just a giant teaser. So, kick rocks, Hasbro. Unless you make another Proton pack, then I love you. Send me one for free. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. By the way, sorry, last thing. I'm keeping the channel members up there because I'm going to keep them there. I'm keeping them in the intros and all that because you guys have supported us this whole time, the whole way. And I'm not going to let YouTube being dicks take that from us. So even though some of you may not subscribe to our membership on the website because you're members on the channel, even though your membership is paused, I still want to give you guys the credit you deserve. So you're still going to see the member names up there. You're still going to see them in the intro and the outro. But if you guys do want to continue to support the channel, link down below for the new membership. And we'll talk to all you nerds in the next video. Peace. We're out of here.